Hi, I'm Detarius.
And I'm Sanisha,
And
we are your friendly neighborhood reviewers. We review all types of things from travel to entertainment
to news and food. Like and subscribe to our channel. Hey. All right, today we coming back with episode 3 of Chief of War. The title of this episode is a lot different from. It gives a whole new dynamic to this show. Episode 3 is titled "City of Flowers," and it follows Kayana as he disembarked from the ship to now. We see what he's up to. This this episode takes a year in advance, a year after the events of him going missing. So he's been missing for about a year at this point.
Right.
We also see in this episode Kahamanu. She submits her allegiance with Kamehameha, and that alliance is starting to take place.
So Kamehameha is the chief, right?
Kamehameha is the war chief.
Okay. The one that her father wanted her to marry.
Yes.
Okay. So yeah.
And because he was promised to be or in line for a kingship.
Okay.
So we have 3 different storylines that we're going to be taking a look at today. Now, today's episode is going to be a lot different because we're following how this episode goes. So we're going to be changing up how we normally do our episodes. So today we're going to be looking at 3 different paths that are very unique, which stood out the most in this episode. The first one is going to be Kayana. So it picks up Kayana is been gone for a year, and he is learning the culture of the Europeans. And if you didn't catch the last episode, please go back because that was part of my prediction.
Mm-hmm. Well, he got one prediction for sure so far, as he predicted that he would learn the English or their native language. So
and using the weapons.
He did.
Because he learn how to use guns. So we see Kayana going through those changes. Now, and then it picks up with him stepping off the ship and in a new city. And this city kind of give, how would you put it? It gives it's a breeding ground, if I must say. This city is filled with a lot of different characters, and we see, instead of everything being from straight combat, this episode right here gives Kayana a different outlook, and he has to find a different way of handling situations outside of with his hands. This was more of a political side, if you will.
Yeah. This
is when you have to be. He has to learn. He has to use his mind. He has to watch people now.
Yeah.
Now that doesn't mean that he's no chump, because he still got his hands and his instincts work very well. But he can't handle the situation like how he normally would handle it. This one he got to use more of diplomacy.
Yeah.
And he witnesses a lot of different backhand deals. So normally, what he was used to is you honor your word, and if you have a conflict, you handle it with combat. But he's starting to see that the cultural difference from where he grew up on and what the Europeans, the colonizers' way of handling things is very different, and it causes for a major conflict. He also notices that he has to pay attention less than what people are saying, and more of what people are doing. So he's growing and transformed me, and all while dealing with, you know, flashbacks of past betrayals and distrust for foreigners, and it kind of, and how to deal with local leaders, because he's not on his island. He's not on the island anymore. So it's kind of a change.
I also want to wonder, because they show him leaving the boat, and then a year they still show him on a boat. I wonder if a lot of his time was spent on the boat, and then they finally dock, or like I wonder how much his time was on the boat and on the land. You know, because.
Well, I don't know exactly how much time that would be, but remember he was in Alaska for a while. He went there. He was not as he was barely when he got there. Like his hair had grown in places that it wasn't really in. So he probably had been there for a minute.
Right, you're right. Yeah, because they're in the snow and stuff.
Yeah. And when you're coming from different climates, your body gets to changing. So he was probably out there for a while. And the whole year, I would say probably.
You know,
probably has.
Right.
Like, that's interesting.
Right. Yeah.
That's where he's from. With Hawaii being close to the equator,
right?
I don't think he would have seen that before.
Yeah.
So that was kind of a new experience for him. So that's Kayana's journey. The second dynamic that we were introduced to here is Kahamanu and Kamehameha. Kahamanu arrives on Hawaii, and she formally pledges herself to Kamehameha. She was still hesitant, and we kind of
still against
real.
Completely, honestly. But she went up to her father and was like, why do I have to still be married?
Right? And you kind of, and that scene was so impactful, and I kind of want to break in on that. We see a conflict here that is very familiar to a lot of people, and you know what, I'm gonna say that for the breakdown at the end. I'm gonna say that for the breakdown at the end. But her scene was very like it made you could see the personal aspect of it, but you also, you know, see the political side of it. Her scenes were mostly in throne rooms, where every gesture carried. You gotta be worried how you.
Even off, like you can't even, like when she, they first had her and her future husband, I guess that's the ceremony. He said, like, you know, basically complimented her as the most beautiful on the island. And first of all, you don't even be married, somebody want to fool somebody, you know, like her, somebody for her, she had to look at him smiling. She did it well to the point where it was believable, not over the top, but I think you could, like, just from that moment, I think it was the next day, she was talking to her dad, so she didn't want to do it. And the next day, it's just like, she's kind of handling everything with grace, like, to be honest, with the whole situation. I guess she just has to understand, you know, and I think she does understand, even if it's not something that she doesn't want to do.
Right, because that's like, it was more of a royal marriage, but it's not only just a royal marriage, it was a strategic alliance, because her island needed the extra protection, and this was the safest way to secure that protection. So we get to see a part of her like, I don't want to, but I have to. And Kahamanu balanced this very well.
Yeah. She had even before told her father about the prophecy and saying she couldn't have children. Like maybe as a last plea, like look, I can't even have 10 kids. Why do I have to be married? I'm going to be one of many other wives, more than likely. So I'm not really no good for him. Like I think she wanted to please her father as well, because she did make a statement like, I'm sorry that I'm not going to be the person you vote for, something like that. And I was like, oh, I was kind of sad a little bit, like, oh, but the father just said, don't tell him, don't ever bring this up again. You run like this.
You take this to the grave,
exactly.
This could end us, and that's the political part of it, because that's a tough pill to swallow. Like you know that you're not going to carry somebody's seed, and the consequences that come with it.
Yeah, most of the time they marry them, and because they need to give birth those children. So that's crazy. So like the main focus of the marriage is something that she can't produce. So I can only, I don't know, you know, just let people tune in and find out how that goes. But
well, I mean, if you look at how they portray Kamehameha. Kamehameha is a unique guy. Yeah. He's a war chief, but yeah, he's a warrior king. Yeah. But he is the deadliest type of warrior king because he is very well calculated. He shows that he's not too much of a tyrant, but he's also not too much of a hero to where he's got the perfect balance. Right. And we get to learn that he is a man who never comes to a situation with just a problem. He comes with a solution with it, and that separates him from everybody, because he gets to see things that he see the trouble brewing, and he's already seen it coming. So he prepared for it long before he got to the point where he's at now. So with this alliance, I'm gonna say that for the guest with. So this episode really highlights treaty style negotiations, where marriage vows are just as important as any battlefield pack that you can make, because sometimes some fights can't be solved with just fists. And even with Kayana, you see that there's some issues that he is facing as well that just aren't, that can't be dealt with just fighting. Some of you gotta use a little bit of tact. Now, our third and probably most important aspect out of this dynamic that comes out of this is a dynamic of greed and power and deception. Yeah. So we're introduced to another intriguing character, named a crewman named Marley, who is a part of Nutka's crew, who somehow becomes consumed by greed, and particularly in his interactions with Captain Metcalf, it hints at there's going to be a broader theme coming around in a power play of corruption and colonial influence. Now, mind you, Hawaii hasn't been colonized yet, so this is there's the theme of where this comes into play in his particular role in it. So he's a very intriguing character that we got to keep our eye on, because he is going to have a large impact in what comes next for for a lot of people. And for a lot of people, he's gonna play a vital role. So some of the themes, developments, we kind of went over some of them. We got this episode really focused more on diplomacy over warfare. The narrative really switched from being open combat to court intrigue now, and it emphasizes on alliances that are forged with words and rituals rather than spears. And just like any government, that definitely happens. Then we got power behind beauty. You got the lush gardens and flower motifs that really conceal the espionage and rivalry. There are a lot of different. You're gonna learn and see in this episode is there are a lot of people making power plays behind other people's backs.
Right? A lot.
A
couple of, honestly, yeah. From even Kayana with the lady.
I wasn't gonna give it away, but yeah, Kayana.
Well, we ain't telling what it was.
Yeah, Kayana is gonna be a part. Then you got
foreigner
Kai Keeley.
Right.
Then
right.
There's a lot of different.
Everybody making their power plays.
Right. There's a lot of different conflicts that are taking place because of moves being held behind each other's back. And this episode really focuses on how appearances can mask deadly intent. And when I mean deadly intent, I mean deadly intent. Like, it could cost you your life playing around.
Oh yeah.
And if not yours, somebody you love. All right, so we have we also see some major conflicts. Some are more internal than others. For instance, Kayana's internal conflict, I stated before, he is haunted by past deceptions, and he wrestles with the warrior's urge for action versus a diplomat's need for vigilance. I know I can personally, I deal with the same issue. Being a former combat veteran, I like to solve it. I am very, very quick to want to throw hands. And sometimes, there's situations where I can't do that. I go to jail. So sometimes you got to be a little bit smarter than, because not everybody's going to meet you or going to want to handle things the same way you do, and you gotta be, mindful of that, because people are gonna only remember what you do, never what the other person does.
She's the person who's more louder and the person who probably gets the best with the person physically, they're gonna remember that. You know what I mean? Who had going over getting beat up? I mean, come on now.
And then there's a political side where we look at Kaahumanu and her alliance with Kamehameha shows a new, different type of leadership rooted in more of a cultural tradition, but are aware of the broader stakes of unification and impeding foreign influence. Because at this time, everything's still cultural. Now, they are learning, English, but they're not English.
What would you say your predictions are for the next episode or further episodes?
I believe, based on what was seen, I believe that's kind of tough. I believe one for Kayana. Kayana is going to be, I think he's going to make the alliance. I think he's going to make that alliance, even out of, I don't want to say desperation, but I believe because it's the end of means, right? I think he's going to make the alliance. Marley, I believe Marley is going to do the ultimate betrayal.
Which one was Marley?
That's the old
Okay,
yeah.
Yep.
So
oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, he already started off on that.
Yeah, and
of course.
With that, with some of his actions that took place in this episode, is definitely going to spark a big. I don't know how they're gonna react to it. It's going, from what they're cooking up, it's going to be a major bloodbath. Yeah. And I believe as far as on the island, I believe with because the father knows now that the daughter can't have kids, he's going to make more power plays behind Kamehameha's back to kind of protect his daughter.
Yep, I saw that too.
Because
think like
that could ruin everything.
Yeah.
Their whole alliance, because if she can't produce an heir, that's going to produce a problem.
And I don't know, what can you do, because she got to be pregnant. You got to be around him consistently. Like, I just wonder I don't know, like
where there's multiple things that could happen. One, I don't believe Kamehameha is the type of person who is just going to dismiss Kaahumanu. Because he has other concubines that he will be wed to. Although she is the wife, I do believe it's going to be looked at as but
that was my prediction. That's funny.
I do think it's going to force the father to force his hand, and he's going to make some moves to ensure that that they're safe.
Yeah. Yeah, because I could tell you when he was scheming, like, he just seemed like
when she told him that, his whole move was like, oh, we got to take this to the grave.
Yeah. But the way even the cameras was looking at his face, and just, I'm like, yeah, he probably already thinking of a master plan, like something.
And as me as a father of a daughter,
you gonna protect her.
I'm going to make sure that she's in a predicament that she is safe. Mm-hmm. And even if it costs me my life, I'm going to make sure that she is okay. And because we already got a lot we're going against. Mm-hmm. And I don't think that they know that Kaahumanu is related to Kaiki.
That too, because they did bring him up.
right?
Yeah.
So I don't think they know that she's related to him, and by blood, and of way of the mother. So that's a whole nother dynamic that could possibly really cause a rift. So
I also think her husband, I cannot say his name,
Kamehameha.
Yeah, Kamehameha is gonna be like completely in love with her. Like he's like, that's gonna be like the apple of his eye type deal. Like you could say he already in love. Like he just, I think he likes the way she looks, and now they already have their marriage consummated. So I just think, I don't know if he's gonna be like fully. At first I thought in the last episode that maybe it might not turn out well for her, and he might be like one of those.
I think she's gonna run away.
I think so too, but I think his heart is going to be so, like, he might be frustrated about it, but I think he's going to have like a really strong soft spot for her.
Oh yeah, I think he.
Yeah, because some kings would be like, like even watching Game of Thrones, you done seen them husbands on there, it was horrible to the wives, like horrible, but he just seems like a noble, but he seems like I don't know, just something about him, so.
I wouldn't say that. I think at the end of the day, he is a guy, because I don't think he's fully noble. I think but he understands that I'm going to do what needs to be done, and it kind of goes into where I was, some of the dynamics that my personal takeaways from this is, and what I personally took away. You saw so many different things, and one of the biggest thing that impacted me on this episode was Kamehameha. Kahamanu. Her journey was like it. You could feel for her,
yeah.
And a lot of times, or even in the previous episode, for instance, when we introduced her, she was more concerned over her happiness, and that's relatable to a lot of things. A lot of times, I'm not gonna say all women, but women do stuff will sacrifice duty for happiness, whereas men will sacrifice happiness for duty. This is the one episode where we saw her swallow her pride and sacrifice her happiness for her duty, because she understood the stakes. If I don't marry him, we cannot go back home, because Kaikili is coming, and he is not going to be merciful.
Absolutely
and
not.
Especially when he finds out that I'm blood and that I came from tainted royalty. Oh, he is going to go back shit crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then it's going to put not only her mother in danger, it's going to put her father and everybody that she loves and care about in danger. So, we saw her grow up in a way that you feel for her. Because on one hand, you want, the best for her, and she's a beautiful, bright, young woman, but she is really in between a rock and a hard place. Now, luckily, or fortunate for her, she is with somebody like Kamehameha, who is level-headed, but he's a thinker. And versus if she was with anybody else. Because we've seen Kamehameha's cousin, and he is more of a lash out type of person. God forbid that, you with somebody like that. So she's in a decent spot, but you kind of feel bad for her because she don't really want to be there. With Kayana, we see Kayana have to navigate in, because he's so brutish. We're watching now a move that is going to put him in the right spot to become, as I predicted, he's going to be the chosen one, the king that's going to unite everybody. We're seeing now his journey, and he's understanding that I got to move differently. So I believe in the next episode he is going to accept that fate, and that's what he's going to make the deal and try to save the island by a unique, different way. But now the question is he too late? Because there are other moves being made that he doesn't know about. So, but he is going to accept that, and that is the start of his journey to be the king. We also are we also get to, you know, I wonder what's going to happen with Captain Metcalf, like, because he plays a vital role in this journey too. So there are a lot of different ways that this is going to go. I believe that in the next coming episodes, if not next episode, I want to say 5 or 6, we should start seeing the colonization period coming. And man, I can only imagine what that's going to come out, how that's going to be.
We shall see. I'm definitely excited for the next episode to see how this is going to play out as well. So for the rating of the full episode, what rating would you give it out of 5 Cupids?
This particular episode, I like the grittiness of it. I like the espionage version of it because, yes, I love the action, but I do like, now you have to think a little bit more. So I would say this is a 4, a solid 4. I wish they would have went a little bit, you know, it didn't feel like it was a long episode.
Yeah,
like
some of the other episodes. Like it's over?
So I wish they would have kind of went in a little bit more into Kaikili camp, because there are a lot of different things. And if you go back to, if you watch the first episode, I said there were a lot of different things popping off, little firecrackers that was popping off in the camp. I wish they would have divulged more on what happened with Prince Kalupe came back without the Kayana's body.
Right.
I really would have wished to see what happened there, because there are a lot of, I felt like that was a part they really missed out on, and they could have probably have gotten a lot of different, like, that's a key part in this.
I also wonder too if, you know, when they showed Prince
Kalupe,
yeah, like, does his father know about that? You know, I'm not even gonna share. I'm gonna let y'all get that part too. So I feel like that could be a part of the prediction that I had. As far
I really
as,
wish they would have went a little bit more. Because
I think they will though.
Yeah, probably. I just because of, you know, the length of this episode, I wish they would have done it. And I get it, because there's a lot of different, you know, things that they have to kind of cover, especially with the transitional phases. But I really wish they would have, you know, kind of divulged a little bit more into that, because I feel like that was a key part. I was looking forward to that.
Right.
And it kind of was a letdown. So I'll give it a solid 4. Keep it.
I agree. I would do a 4 as well. Yeah. It's a lot. Honestly, it was kind of a lot to take in. There's a lot going on, so yeah. I guess just a lot has to unfold. So I wonder how many episodes is in this full series, but we will find that out as well.
Right? I wonder, because I hope they do.
The typical ones now be 8 max, maybe 10. Yeah. Between 8 and 10 now, so
somewhere around there. Or if I hope they kind of drag it out. That's why I was kind of hoping that they kind of built a little bit more. They went into the episode to doing a little background of that, of what happened, because I would love to see this make 2 seasons.
I feel like they're gonna have they're gonna probably have more than 2 seasons. I think
if it goes the way Hawaii, I gotta do a little bit more research. I wonder how many times how many times people tried to conquer Hawaii. So if that's the case, then absolutely they can go at least some more seasons, but at a certain point in time it's going to run out of ideas.
Yeah, I mean maybe 3 max.
Yeah, so I really do hope that this is able to be extended out to at least 2 seasons.
Yeah.
And if it can go more than that, that would be great. But if it doesn't, hey, it's fine with me too. This is so far it's been pretty good, and I'm really enjoying the series.
So we definitely are going to end it here. We encourage you guys to like and subscribe to our channel. If you're watching, please comment. We want to know where you guys are at, how y'all feeling about the show, what you think about this episode that we're posting, any episodes that are on Apple TV. We just want to have a conversation and connect. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and of course subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Absolutely.
We appreciate you guys for tuning in. We're trying to make it to 1,000 subscribers, so let's just keep them going. We're going to keep going. Let us know if there's anything you want us to review. We'll be open to doing that. All right, well, thank you guys so much for watching. Peace out.
Peace.